Hi students, I am Najma Saheb, lecturer in Business Studies, Vishwamana PU College, Chitradurga. So in last video, we have seen about the concept of controlling. We have discussed about the controlling, meaning and its definition, and also we have seen the features of or nature of controlling we have discussed in a last video. Today I am here to explain one more concept of controlling is called importance of controlling. Why controlling is essential, whether controlling is necessary, it is indispensable for the organization or not. Okay, of course it is very essential, it is essential or indispensable for the managers to exercise this function in the organization. Without controlling, we cannot come to know about the real success of the organization. Even we cannot come to know regarding the plans and procedures what we are executing, whether they are in a right track or not. Okay, whether we are moving in a right direction or not. Without this function, without exercising the controlling, without exercising or without performing this function by the manager, they are not in a position to judge or they are not in a position to accurately give the results of an organization as well as individual. Okay, of course it is a very essential and it is indispensable on the part of the management to exercise the control in the organization. Let us discuss importance of controlling one by one with the help of points. Okay, the first and foremost important is accomplishment of organizational goal. First one is accomplishment of organizational goals or objectives. So the first importance what they are saying, accomplishment or attainment of the organization goals. As we have discussed in a nature of controlling itself, controlling is a goal oriented process. As we have discussed in the nature itself that controlling is a goal oriented process. With the help of the controlling, so okay, the main intention behind using or exercising controlling by the management in the organization is to see that whether we are reaching our goals or not. Okay, whether we are reaching or we are attaining our objectives or not. In order to check that we are performing a controlling function, right? So accomplishment of organization goal. As you know that this controlling function. Okay, this controlling function aims to measures the actual performance of the organization as well as the individual. It is going to measure, evaluate and appraise the organization behavior, organizational performance, individual performance with against the predetermined objective. Okay, it is going to measure the performance of the organization with comparison with the standards, predetermined standards, and it is also find out, it will bring into light the deviation and which indicates and even indicates the corrective measures that has to be undertaken. Okay, and even the controlling system of the organization, the controlling function of the organization will also helps the organization to keep in a right direction. Okay, it moves the organization in a right track and right direction and even guides the organization in a right path. Okay, there's a lot of things will be done in order to achieve the objectives of the organization, in order to achieve the goals or targets of the organization. That is how you can accomplish the organization goals. So accomplishment of organizational goal is nothing but, so here the performance of the organization, the performance of the employees is measured with the standards. Okay, and even it will bring out, it will light the problems, okay, and deviation and whatever the variations is there. Okay, we will find out the variation. For that it will also suggest the ideas, things that has to be adopted in order to overcome those variation, and it will guide and it will motivate the employees to adopt those changes, and even it keep the organization in a right direction so that you can achieve your objective. That is what accomplishment of organization. Next one is judging. Next is judging the accuracy of standards. standards. Next, the importance of controlling is judging the accuracy of standards. Judging the accuracy of standards. A good controlling system in the organization enables the management, enables the manager to verify, to certify the accuracy level of the standards which you have set. Whatever the target you have set, whether that target, that standards is accurate, okay, that can be achieved in a reality, and it should be set in a objective manner. There will be no subjectivity, there will be no bias, okay. In order to check, a good controlling system is essential, okay. With the help of this, you can easily set the standards and easily achieve the objectives. So, judging accuracy of the standards is nothing but whatever the standards you have set, that can be reality, we can practice, we can achieve or not, okay, whether it should be objective and it should be accurate. And even it will also enables the management to look around the changes happening in the organization as well as in the environment. Whatever the changes taking place in the organization as well as the environment, those changes should be adopted, okay, in order to survive in the market, okay. Those changes will also be included while setting the standards, okay. Those standards is matching to our present situation or not, that will also be verified. That is what judging the accuracy of the standard. And next one is making efficient use of resources. Making effective or optimum utilization of resources, you can say. So the next importance of controlling is making efficient use of resources. This controlling system in the organization, by exercising the control function, it will seeks to reduces the wastage as well as spoilage of the resources in the organization. Because the each and every individuals are know about the task that they have to perform, because there will be a standard set. There will be a accurate norms and standards will be there. Based upon that, the resources will be utilized. Okay, they already know what they have to perform. Okay, that is how there will be efficient utilization of resources in the organization. Okay, this will ensure, this controlling system will ensure that the resources are used in a efficient manner, effective and efficient manner. So making efficient use of resources is nothing but by exercising control system in the organization, okay, it will reduces, it seeks to, the main intention of exercising control is to reduces the wastage of the resources and spoilage of the resources. Each activity will be performed, each task will be performed according to the standards and according to the predetermined norms, okay. They are going to work based upon the standards, based upon the norms which we have already set, okay. So thereby it will ensure that this controlling system will ensure that there will be efficient utilization of resources in the organization. That is what making efficient use of resources. Next is what? Improving the morale of an employee. Improving the morale of an employee, or improving the employee motivation. Next one is improving the morale of employee or improving the employee's motivation. A good controlling system in the organization will also ensures that employees are well known about the task what they are doing in the organization. Okay, they are well known in advance what they are accepted to do in the organization, and on what basis, on what parameters, on what standard their performance is being appraised. Okay, they come to know about whether our work is appraised based upon the output or based upon the performance or based upon the time we have taken. Okay, if they come to know about this, they are going to perform in a well. Okay, they will get motivated and give their maximum effort, give the better performance to the organization. So it's nothing but improving the motivation of the employees is nothing but a good controlling system in the organization. If controlling system is good in the organization, It makes employee to know about the standards, okay, on basis of which their performance is going to be appraised, and they come to know about, they very crystally clear about what the organization is accepting from the employees. If these two are known to them in advance, it will help them to perform good in the organization, so that the productivity or the objectives of the organization can be easily accomplished. Next one is ensuring order and discipline. Order and discipline. Next is ensuring order and discipline in the organization. A good controlling system in the organization will also create the atmosphere of order and discipline in the organization by having a close check on their activities, okay, on the part of the employees. By having by regularly monitoring, by regularly supervising the employees, we can avoid the dishonesty behavior of the employee, okay. So that you can maintain order and discipline in the organization. So it's nothing but by having close check, by having supervision, by monitoring the activities of the employees, we can maintain the discipline in the organization. That is what the intention of the order and discipline. So next one is facilitating coordination in action. Next is facilitating coordination in action. Coordination in action. So this last importance of controlling is facilitating coordination in action. So this controlling system will also provide the coordination in all the activities and efforts for achieving the organizational objective. Here, under controlling system, a good controlling system will ensure that each and every department in the organization and each and every employees in the organization are bound by the predetermined standards. Okay, every department will have their standards. They will have predetermined standard which are well known to them. Okay, which are well known, coordinated to them. Okay, each and every department and individuals are coordinated well in advance with each other. This will ensure that overall organizational objectives are accomplished. So here what happened, the pre-standards, whatever the targets have given, whatever we have said, that is well communicated, well coordinated with each and every department and each and every individual in the organization in advance, so that they can perform according to the plan, according to the predetermined objective, so that they can achieve the overall objectives of the organization. This is what the importance of controlling. First is accomplishment of organizational goal. This can be happen, as you know that controlling will measures the performance of the organization and the performance of individual and find out the deviation and give the correction, okay, give the correct suggestion in order to reduce those deviation, and it will also guides the organization so that you can move in a right direction. Right direction is nothing but again you are near to your achievements of your goals, achievements of your objective. That is what the first point. Next is judging the accuracy of the standards. When there is a good controlling system in the organization, okay, a good controlling system ensures the management to verify the standards whatever they have set accurately, without any bias, without any subjectivity. Okay, that can be done, judged accurately and reasonable manner. Okay, this will also ensure that whatever the changes happening in the organization as well as environment, that those changes will be adopted in their standards, so that in reality you can practice it, you can achieve your set target. That is what judging the accuracy of standards. Making efficient use of resources. The main intention of exercising controlling function in the organization is that whatever the resources you have, it may be a physical resource, it may be a human resource, it may be a financial resource. Whatever the resources we have, those resources should be used in an optimum manner without making any wastage. as this controlling system will give you the predetermined standard and predetermined norms. According to that standards and norms, you have to use those resources, okay, so that you can minimize the wastage and you can make use of those resources in efficient manner, okay. Improving the morale of the employee or improving the employee's motivation. This controlling system in the organization will clearly states that the standards, okay, what they have to perform, okay, they will clearly define what the organization is accepted from the employees, okay, and even employees should also know about the standards on the basis of which they are going to be appraised, on the basis of which their performance is to be evaluated. If these two are known to them in advance, then automatically it will motivate the individual in the organization to give their best, to give the better performance in the organization. Ensuring order and discipline. So this controlling system will create the atmosphere of order and discipline, okay, discipline in the organization, and removes the dishonest behavior on the part of the employees by continuously monitoring them, by continuously supervising them, by continuously guiding them, by monitoring, by supervision, the dishonest activities of the employees will be reduced. Next is facilitating coordination in action. So this particular controlling will also provide direction and direction in action as well as efforts for achieving of the organizational objective. So here each and every departments are well coordinated, well communicated about the targets, about the standards, what they have to perform in order to achieve the overall objectives of the organization. This is what the importance of controlling. Next, let us discuss the limitation of controlling demerits. Although controlling is a very important functions of management that to be exercised in the organization, even though whatever the benefit we will get from this controlling system, but there is something negativeness, okay, which is hidden in a controlling system. Okay, what are those limitations? We will discuss in detail one by one. First one is difficulty in setting qualitative standards. First of all, I want to make it clarify that the qualitative and quantitative, these are the two words which confuse you a lot. Okay. Qualitative, where only one single letter L is a qualitative, okay, which cannot be measured, which cannot be counted in terms of numbers. Okay, that is what qualitative. Okay, a beauty of a lady, we cannot measure it, we cannot count it. Okay. The experience of an individual, we cannot measure it, okay. The honesty of an individual, we cannot measure it, and even we cannot count in terms of number. That is called, we say, qualitative. Whereas the quantitative, which can be measured, which can be counted in terms of number, like a height of an individual, we can measure it and we can count it. A weight of an individual, we can measure it. That is what the qualitative terms. Okay, first limitation that we are going to face in our controlling is that while setting standards, okay, difficulty in setting qualitative standards. Okay, controlling system here, the control, okay, difficulty in setting qualitative standards. The system of controlling, it will loses some of its value, some of its effectiveness, okay, while setting the qualitative standards. Okay, when the standards are not set in a quantitative terms, then it will loses its effectiveness. Okay, this makes the measurement of performance and the comparison of the performance to the standards, then there will be a little difficulty. Okay, the difficulty will be arises. Okay, the areas like the employees' morale, the job satisfaction of an individual, okay, the honesty of an individual are some of the area where this problem will be arised. Okay, that is what setting in qualitative standards. Next is little control on external factors. So the next limitation is little control on external factors. Okay, no business organization will have overall control of its operation. Okay, on the operations of the organization. Okay, even they may control certain certain internal factors, okay, they control the internal factors, but when it comes to the external factor, no organization have full control on the external factors, okay. Generally, the enterprises, the organization cannot control its external factors like changes in the technology, changes in the taste and preferences of an individual, okay, changes in the marketing condition, changes in the government policy, changes in the competition will etc. Competition will also a external factor which will influence the performance of the organization. These are the external factors where the business organization has no control. It has to adopt it, it has to cope up with those changes, and it run and serve to the society and survive, okay, survive in the market. That is what the little control on a external factors. Resistance from the employees. So another important limitation is resistance from the employees, okay. Control is often resisted by the employees in the organization, okay. They see that it is a restrictions on their freedom, okay. What the employees in the organization feels that if I continuously monitor any individual, what he will feel, okay, he feel frustrated, okay. He'll get he will not come up and he will not open up, okay, open to speak or even to perform, okay. If I continuously, okay, constantly, regularly watch him, and if he continuously supervise him, okay, they will consider it is as a restriction on their freedom, okay. Okay, for instance, CCTV camera, okay, if we use CCTV camera to monitor the performance of individual, this is what the one of the simple example, okay. That is what the resistance from the employees, okay. This will resist by the employees. Next, last one is costly affair. A control is a costly affair. It is a costly affair as it involves lot of investment, lot of expenditure, time and effort, okay. A small business organization, a small enterprises cannot afford to install control system in the organization. It will not justify the expenses involved in it, okay. The manager must ensure that whatever the cost involved in installation and operation of controlling system should not exceed the benefit what we derive, what we get from the controlling system, okay. Here you should check that whether the cost is more or the benefit is more, okay. If you get more benefit, then it is good and it is okay, okay. If you are getting, okay, you are not getting much benefit from it, then it is not useful for you. That is why it is a costliest affair. First is difficulty in qualitative standards, little control over the external factor, resistance from the change, and costly affair. This is what the limitations of control. Now let us discuss one more another important concept is a relationship between planning and controlling. Planning and controlling. So there is certain relationship between the planning and controlling, okay. So in plan we are going to think about the future, okay. In the controlling we are going to act according to the plan, okay. Whatever the objective you have set, whatever the target you have set in the planning, that we are going to be check whether we are according to the plans or not, okay. There is certain kind of relationship between the planning and controlling. The planning and controlling is inseparable twins of management. They are inseparable. They both are interrelated and interdependent on each other, okay. In order to exercise the controlling system in the organization, we need certain standards that we prepared with the help of planning, okay. Okay. So plan is prerequisite for the controlling. It is a prerequisite, presupposes for controlling. These plans provide the standards for the controlling, okay. It will give the foundation, it will give these standards, okay. This basis act as a foundation for controlling, okay. Thus, without controlling the planning has no meaning. Okay, without controlling the planning has no meaning, and the effectiveness of the planning cannot be determined without controlling. And without planning, the controlling is blind. The control is considered as a blind. Okay, and if the standards are not set in advance, if the standards are not prepared in advance, then the manager has nothing to do, nothing to control. Okay, they have got nothing to control in the organization when the standards are not set. However, planning is meaningless without control. Okay, the fruitness, okay, the benefit of this will come to know when we exercise the control. If we exercise control in the organization, we come to know the benefit of the plan. Okay, benefit of the plan are the fruits what we will derive from that particular standard. Okay, and even it will also helps to find out the deviation, that is what variation, that is what causes problems, whatever you can say. It will also helps to find out the deviation, variations. Okay, and even it initiates the corrective actions. This planning without our controlling, we cannot find out the deviation. We cannot whether the planning whatever we have planned that are moving in a right direction or not, we cannot assure if we not exercise the controlling system. Thus, effectiveness of the planning will be or can be measured with the help of the controlling. Effectiveness of the plan can be measured with the help of controlling. As we know that planning is a mental exercise, it is an intellectual process of articulation, analysis of the and anticipation of the future. Okay, based upon the future, you are going to prepare the plan now. And with the help of controlling, we are going to know about whether we are going to in the right direction or not. Okay, so in this way, planning is considered as a forward looking. As I told you in the feature, a nature of the controlling, planning is a forward looking. Planning is a forward looking, and controlling is backward looking. Okay, in the planning, what we'll do, it is a intellectual process, it is a mental process of articulation, analysis and estimation of future, and accordingly you are going to prepare a plan, set of objectives. Okay, and this is how the planning will be considered as a forward looking. Okay, you are going to look ahead, you are going to anticipate the activities that you have to perform, that you have to do. That is what the forward looking. Whereas controlling is a post-mortem of the past experience, past activities that you have performed in an organization. Okay, so by analyzing the previous activity, you are going to know about the effectiveness of a plan. However, it is understood that the planning is guided by the past performance of the organization, and the corrective, whatever the deviation will be find out by the controlling system. The aim of this is to improve the performance or future performance of the organization. That is why this planning and controlling is called as a forward looking and backward looking. However, hence this planning and controlling both are interrelated, inseparable twins of management, and in fact they both are enforcing one another, each other. Okay, so planning is based upon the facts and figures you are going to plan to make this controlling easier and to improve the effectiveness of the controlling system in the organization. And the intention of controlling system is to improve the future performance by providing the information, by giving the knowledge regarding the whatever we have derived from the past experience, by giving the knowledge, by giving the information about the past activities, whatever the past experience what we get through exercising control, okay, through control, which will improve the future performance of the organization. That is what the relationship between the planning and controlling. Okay, so here are the some assignment question. The first is explain the demerits of controlling. You have to explain the limitations of controlling that what I have explained. And next is brief about the importance of controlling. You have to brief, you have clearly detail, you have to explain the importance of controlling. Why the importance, why the control is indispensable for the management. That you have to explain here. And the last one is why planning and controlling is called as a twins of a management. Okay, that you have to explain why the planning and controlling is called as a twins of management. Okay, that is what the relationship between the control and planning you have to explain. This is what 3 questions you have to answer. Thank you.